It's October. It's in the 70s. The sun is out, the sky is blue, and we're on another adventure. Thanks for joining. Today's adventure, we are headed to two interesting places. One is the Westbrook Bell House, which is the oldest house in Sussex County. And then we're heading to the Riviera Maya Mexican restaurant to get something to eat. So the plan for today's ride was to go Route 1 and 6 through New York out to Port Jervis, and then we're taking this little like County Road 80 just north for a little bit till it hooks up with Route 209, and then we're going to go back south through Port Jervis. Just added this little piece on as a just to extend the trip out a little bit longer. And then we stay on 209 all the way down. We cross back over the Delaware, and we pick up this little road called the Old Mine Road. So I wanted to stop by this Westbrook Bell house because for two reasons. One, it's super duper old, and there's a lot of history in that whole area along the Delaware. The Westbrook Bell House sounds really interesting because that was built back in 1701 by a man named Johannes Westbrook, who actually, from what I researched, arrived in about 1680 something, checking out the land over there, and then he built his house in 1701. And then again later in 1725, I'm guessing him or someone in his family expanded the house out to what it is today. Nothing like riding a motorcycle behind a big truck, a big poop truck. Smells awesome. So the house is on a road called Old Mine Road, and the road was built to transport copper from a copper mine that's further south on that road, all the way up to Kingston, New York, which is about 100 and something miles from there. And so they had the military build forts along the way to, I'm guessing, to protect the route. If you're transporting precious metals, I'm sure you need to provide some kind of security. Now, another theory about building forts along that road was also that in the early 1700s was the French and Indian War, and so there's also stories that they needed the forts out there during that conflict. As that came to an end and the local Minisink Indians changed sides and then allied with Great Britain, there was really no need for those forts anymore. They kind of just were abandoned. Now, an interesting thing about the Minisink Indians is that they're part of the Lenape tribe, and before the French and Indian War started, there really wasn't any problems with the white settlers, from what I could research. And then came on the French and Indian War, and that all changed. And then the French and Indian War ended, and it seemed to go back. Now, I'm not saying it was perfect. By no means was the whole situation perfect. But before the war, people were getting along. Yeah, so this is the town of Milford, Pennsylvania. Very cool old little town. Tons of cool shops, bars, restaurants. We're not going to eat here today, but we'll come back another day. But this is a very old town. If you like shopping, especially if you like antiques, this is the place to come. God is waiting at the end of your rope. That sounds sinister. Looks like there's some music in the park. Alright, so we've made it to the Old Mine Road, and it's just this cool little road. Oh, look at that cemetery, very old. It's just this cool little road that winds all the way along the Delaware to all the way down to like Route 80 on the Delaware. Alright, so here is an old house, but this is not the house we're looking for. But all along this road, there are some different structures like this. You can see back there that like little stone building. And this house, let's see. I believe what we're looking for is just up ahead. Alright, so we did find it. The Westbrook Bell House. Johannes Westbrook, who was among the earliest permanent settlers of the Minisink region, built this homestead around the year 1701. It was subsequently fortified when incidents of hostility increased between the residents of New York and New Jersey during the height of the border war between the two colonies. Ownership of the land was finally secured from its Lenape owner for £5 sterling and a generous measure of rum. That's it. Money and alcohol. It is the oldest house still standing in Sussex County. Now, I did read some stuff online that says that this sign is actually incorrect, and that I don't think there's a lot of evidence proving that there was a big border war between New York and New Jersey in this area. Not that they needed to fortify. I'm sure there was some scrimmages over borders, but they didn't need actual guard booths or guard towers. So you got to park up here and take a stroll down this path and check it out. So here we are down by the house, the Westbrook Bell House. There are some cool structures here. Big old wooden barn. Now we are headed to the Riviera Maya to grab some food at an authentic Mexican restaurant. I don't know too much about this restaurant. I tried to look it up online. Other than getting a lot of stars from all of the social media, their website just says they're authentic Mexican food. Now, their name, Riviera Maya, comes from a section of Mexico that is along the Caribbean. It's just south, it runs south of Cancun. Now, if you are looking for more of a party atmosphere with a lot of people and you want a lot of action and things like that, Cancun is the place to go. If you're looking for a more laid-back kind of quiet place, then the Riviera Maya is the place to go. Let's go get some Mexican food. Alright, so we have arrived at the Riviera Maya. I don't know what happened to the sky. You can see over there it's nice and blue. And over here, there's like a big wave of gray coming across the state. But we're going to stop here and get some food, and then we'll head on out.
Con una pasión tan fuerte. Yo sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
Just got done eating at Riviera Maya and Chuleta. What did you have to eat?
had the tacos, carnitas.
Oh yeah, she had tacos, carnitas. How was it? Did you like it?
That was good.
It was good. If you came back, would you get that again?
No, I'll probably return it.
All right. How was it compared to like getting the tacos off the street in Mexico?
Unfortunately, they still need that extra sauce from the outside.
So you need extra spice. Not spicy enough for you?
It's just the atmosphere. It needs extra atmosphere.
Oh, it needed extra atmosphere. It needs like all the grease and all of the dirt and stuff off the street.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's get out of here. I was a little disappointed. First, I was excited because they had tacos al pastor. And if you don't know what tacos al pastor is, they usually take this big giant hunk of meat and they put it on a stick and they spin it around and they slow cook it. It takes all day to cook it. And then when you get tacos off the street, they shave it off right onto the tortillas, and it's really, really good. Usually put some cilantro and some onion and some pineapple, and it's delicious. I should have known better. You can't do tacos al pastor in a restaurant. It's just impossible unless they actually have the meat cooking on a big rotisserie all day long, which I doubt. This is more like pork pre-made with some chunks of pineapple and cilantro and onions. It was okay. It was tasty, but it was not delicious, and it was nowhere near authentic. I could have made that in my kitchen. I found out that the owners of the restaurant are actually from Guadalajara, which is not very close to the Riviera Maya. And our waiter was from Puebla, Mexico, and he was extremely friendly and very helpful. So as far as the overall restaurant impression was, it was nice. I might go there again. So this was a pretty fun day, nice ride, and yeah, stuck at a traffic light. Not a good way to end my video. Well, YouTube, it looks like we've come to the end of another two-wheel adventure. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and head on over to my channel, subscribe, click the bell icon, and you'll get notifications when other videos come out. I'd like to give a special shout out to my parents who are down in Florida, sunny Florida, where all the old people live. Hopefully they enjoyed this video and watched to the end. That's how I'll know if they watch to the end. I'll thank them at the very end. Alright, anyway, thanks. Hopefully I'll see you out on the road.